Hi, so we're building Rant, disappearing voice chats. Audio is the future of communication, and texting was never supposed to be the way we communicated with the people we love, as it's impersonal and disregards emotion. And voice has been overlooked as a communication medium, and incumbents focus on synchronous communication, making it more inconvenient than it should be. Now is the perfect time for voice, as listening has become more popular than ever. WeChat users sent 6.1 billion voice chats each day, and Clubhouse raised at $100 million valuation with little to no traction. Rant is a solution, which lets users exchange disappearing voice chats, providing the benefits of calling with the convenience of texting. What makes us different is that we let users exchange disappearing voices, which lets conversations flow how they do naturally, without the fear of permanency. Also, we're a voice-only platform, which means our users have sent more voice messages on Rant than all previous communication apps. Also, we're asynchronous, which means that users don't have to be on the call at the same time and can have conversations at their convenience.
So we've launched our public beta 8 days ago, and in these 8 days, we've amassed over 250 users, had over 13,000 voice chats sent and received on our platform, enabling over 1,000 connections to be made. Along with organic growth through friend invites, we've gotten over 12 influencers with combined 5 million impressions lined up to better engage their fans. So we also have over 10 college ambassadors ready to spread the word. So our team has vast experience in this space with over 1,000 user interviews conducted at previous consumer-facing startups, individually built apps with over 300,000 users, and prior work at Apple, developing new features on the Siri team. So scan this QR code to get Rant now. We are raising a pre-seed, so reach out to founder at tryrant.co to learn more. Thank you so much.
So Austen, what do you think this is?
So yeah, I think that is like, I get the disappearing voice chat. What I'm not totally sure of is it channel based? Is it more WhatsApp or more Twitter, if that makes sense? Like, am I sending it in a one-on-one conversation to a friend, or am I sending it out into the ether for people to listen to for a short period of time? How are the connections made?
So connections are made by just adding friends. We've kept it open right now because we allow for Ask Me Anythings for incoming freshmen. That's our initial growth spurt channel. So it's more like a Snapchat than a Twitter.
So I can send I guess I'm asking, is it broadcast, is it group, or is it one-to-one?
One-to-one.
One-to-one. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, my first impression is that apps like this are super, super valuable, but the difficult thing is getting adoption on both sides, right? So if I want to send a message to Daniel has to have the app, and I have to have the app, which can be both a really good and a really bad thing, right? Really good because then if I want to use it, I force Daniel to download it. Really bad because if I have it alone, it isn't really helpful. So how do you solve that chicken and egg problem?
Right. So a little bit about that. So we are creating network effects within communities, a lot within college communities where they both get something out of it. But also we're working with influencers, and their fans reach out to them, and they want to both, like on the influencer side, they want to reach out to their fans and connect with them more. And on the fan side, they want to get to know the influencer themselves.
And in addition to that, we've also identified some certain niches like Ask Me Anything for incoming freshmen. So we partnered up with juniors and seniors of different colleges to conduct Ask Me Anythings on our platform. And this is scheduled in the next 2 weeks.
Tell me more about that. How does an Ask Me Anything work if it's a messaging app effectively?
Exactly. So we are open right now. So it's an open invite. So you can just add anyone. So these people post stories on other platforms like Snapchat or Instagram, saying that like you can just ask me all the questions here. So people can basically add them and they can go through it really, really fast, like answer each question one-on-one really fast and move through the order.
What have you had the most traction around? What have people been most excited about?
So the entire sort of focus has been on reducing the friction of voice, so it's as easy as texting, which we do through disappearing voice chat. So think of it like this, right? Instead of the keyboard, you only have one button, and if you send a voice, you always receive a voice, which reduces the friction. Which is why people are using it for normal conversations now, our primary users. Which is why we've had over 13,000 voice messages sent and received in such a short time.
So if you were to profile your average user, is it, me just sending random chats to my friend, or like,
Hey, random question, Austen. So obviously there's a chicken and egg problem, right? Lots of chicken and egg problems. Delicious. But one way people have fixed these problems in other social networks is they pick a niche community to seed in. Famous quotes from Mark Zuckerberg in, what was it, 2005, Harvard, Facebook should never expand beyond Harvard. That's where it got big. And, everyone, as a result, tests colleges first. Should they try to just grow in a small micro community? And if so, would Lambda School students perhaps be an interesting place to experiment?
Yeah, so I think the interesting thing to me is that what you are saying is, hey, it's a one-to-one, easy way to make chat simple. But then your first use case of an AMA feels like actually a really interesting application of not exact, like, it feels like you're kind of hacking your own app to enable that, right? Which is always fascinating to me. So I'm curious, is that hack because that seems like a good user acquisition hack, or is that because that seems to be how people want to use it and the product isn't built that way yet?
So a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is a good way to get users introduced to us in our platform, but also, we are looking to expand in different ways. Yeah.
Gotcha. No. You're deep in thought. Okay. Sadly, I think we are. Wow. You have a giant Gaussian blur on your camera, your lens.
I don't know what this camera is, but I have to open this camera settings app and then it resets. So
today we learned that Austen is secretly at a CNN studio. Anyway, guys, this has been great. I think we're sadly out of time, and I'm going to let Jackson transfer us to the next episode. Good luck, Rant, guys. Thank you, Austen.